Hey, take that phone. Take that phone away from him.
I'm logging on.
Are you not on yet?
No.
Where's Weatherman?
We're going to have to ask those questions, Kathleen. Only the scholars know. Today does start.
It looks nice.
Today, does it look different? We got a new phone,
I mean,
new camera.
Nice.
I see you on here, Kathleen.
Your best friend's here too.
Who?
Derek Godwin.
Derek Godwin, my best friend. Is that Dan Alexander? Dan Alexander, great to see you back at the fitness center. Dan, is that you or the real Stephen?
No, that's the real Stephen.
The real. Hey, everybody, before we get started on today's morning grind, I've got a good friend that is the actual circuit court judge or a circuit court judge right now. His name is Barry Tidwell, and he is a very, very, very good friend of mine. And early voting, do we know when early voting starts?
No.
Do you know?
That's what.
Well,
maybe April 11th.
It's coming. Early voting is coming, and I'm asking you if you trust my judgment, if you trust what I say. Barry Tidwell is a guy that I endorse because I know him, I like him, and I trust him. I know what he stands for. So, everybody, let's keep Barry Tidwell as the circuit court judge. Now, let's get down to business. It's Monday. You remember back when we used to do Mastering Monday?
I do remember that.
I miss it. I miss all of our buddies.
Well, it is Cousin Charlie, Weatherman. I don't know where you are. We don't know where you are, Weatherman, but the show's better when you're here. So just know when you're not here, you're letting us all down. Unless he's here, just asking if I want to tell. Cousin Charlie, Kathleen, first off, before we get started on the morning grind, how was your vacation?
Amazing.
Fabulous.
Cousin Charlie.
You're in trouble today.
Cousin Charlie, was your vacation fabulous? Walking around Disney. Hey, Hunter McDonald, what's shaking? Was it?
I had a lot of walking, a lot of getting up early, a lot of staying late.
How much talking on the phone to Tommy?
I'll probably
talking on the phone.
Well, here's what I see. You're much better off taking a vacation later in the week than early in the week.
Actually, I think you're better off taking about a 3 to 4 day vacation.
Well, that may be true.
I think about a 7-day vacation is too long.
Charlie got new glasses.
Yeah.
Man, he's coming back here looking in style.
So, yeah, but if you're going to take a vacation, it's better to take it at the end of the week.
For you.
For me.
Yes.
And for you, because on Mondays there's a lot of chaos.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things going around that we didn't know. You were here Monday and Tuesday. Was there a lot of, hey, Belinda, hey, go Irish. So you were here Monday and Tuesday, and it's a lot more chaotic because there were things that we didn't know that we need to know, so we had to call you.
Here, Charlie, let me have your phone. You're in trouble.
Then a couple days to recover. Yeah, I believe the best time to come back on a vacation is to come back on probably a Saturday. Then on Sunday, like Belinda just said, it gives you a little downtime. You can relax and you can get ready. As Michael Burt says, you can start planning out your week on Sunday instead of coming back where you're stressed out. So today, here's what I'm going to talk about. How specific are you with setting people's expectations? How specific do you get? Because I believe there is a huge weakness for most of us whenever it comes to telling people, this is exactly what I need from you. This is exactly what you can do to help us. David Ross, I need to talk to you today. Thank you for getting on here. So here's how specific I'm going to get with you, David Ross. I'm going to call you this morning at 9 o'clock and talk to you about an idea, David Ross. Do you have time? Is there any reason why we can't speak at 9 o'clock? That is very specific.
That is.
That's what people really want to. Hey, Kevin King, what's up, buddy? That's how specific you've got to get with people. And when you get specific like this with people where you say, David Ross, my man, is there any reason why we can't speak at 9 o'clock? And if he says no, make it 9:30. Okay, David Ross, okay, see, it ain't over. We're going back and forth. David, is there any reason why we can't talk at 9:30? I need to know, is there any reason why? See, I'm validating this appointment. Here's a huge lesson I learned on vacation. All these other people. Everybody that went on vacation, because I had to get involved in a lot of the deals and a lot of the conversations. This was good for me. It was good. It allowed me to see how unclear things are for other people. We can talk at 9:30, call my cell. Okay, so hey, any reason other than something blowing up in Murfreesboro, we won't be able to talk. I'm going to keep validating that. So now he knows for sure we've got an appointment. But we had an appointment on Wednesday. Was it Wednesday?
It was
Or
Wednesday.
is it Tuesday?
It was Wednesday.
Cousin Charlie had a client. And I'm not beating up on you because
He already did that. So.
I would have done probably the same thing, okay? But since I was away from the situation, I got outside of the frame, I could now see the picture. So, Cousin Charlie, Bill Glass, get over to Sunrise, my man. So, Cousin Charlie developed this relationship with somebody. How did we get those people? Were they Boomtown?
No, they just called.
Okay, they called. And hey, Richard Johnson, how's East Tennessee, my man? They called in, and Cousin Charlie's building relationships with these people. He knew exactly what they wanted. They wanted to build a house. He asked the question that we always ask in real estate, which is...
Do you already have an agent?
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. That's right. Guess what they said?
No.
No.
Right. Because we want to get more info.
That's right. Well, hey, we're
pretend
going to...
like we have an agent because we don't want to mess with that.
Okay, that's right. That's right. So they said, no, I don't have an agent. Okay. Cousin Charlie then worked quietly and secretly on becoming their agent. Secretly. Didn't you?
Oh, look at me. Look
Do you
at
know,
me.
yeah, Cousin Charlie, do you know how you work secretly on becoming their agent?
Not getting them to sign the form.
That's one thing.
Yeah, not
that's
gonna
one
sign
thing.
the
That's
agreement.
one thing. What else? Come on. This is an exercise that gives everybody clarity. This is not something to beat you up on because I didn't think about this until I saw it from looking down. You know, I was looking down on this. How was another reason you're being a secret agent?
That's the one thing I can think of.
Well, let me give you some clues. Did you specifically say, can I be your agent?
To the husband, yes. To
Okay.
the wife, no.
Okay. Okay, now how did you say it to the husband?
The husband who made the initial phone call that I talked to said they were looking for an agent in Murfreesboro.
Yep.
Said, hey, I'm an agent. And I don't know how much I can tell.
Try to
or not,
remember
but-
the best
yeah.
way you can, okay?
But he told me he just became a Rutherford County school teacher, moving here from another state.
Yep.
Said, great, my wife's a Rutherford County school teacher.
Yep.
So we started talking. He said, I don't want to commit to an agent yet, but we're going to be coming back. He said, you know, we'd love to meet with you. I said, we'd love to meet with you too and let you know what our team can do. We believe when a person's dealing with somebody they know, like, and trust, they'll make a better decision. Do you believe the same thing? Mm-hmm. He said, well, I do believe that.
Mm-hmm. So we had an agreement there.
Right.
Okay.
And then he kind of turned me over to his wife while I'd validated it with him. But when it went to the wife, her and the husband weren't on the same page.
So there was confusion.
Yeah.
Wife, husband, not on the same page. Looking back, because I can tell you how it should have been done looking back. Can you say this is exactly how I should have done it?
I should have said the same thing to the wife that I did
Okay,
with the husband.
but see, when you're saying you're asking a great question with our explanation of service, we believe when you know, like, and trust somebody, it will help you make a much more confident decision. Do you believe the same things? They believe the same things. Here's where we didn't validate enough.
Here, Charlie. Here.
Oh, the real David McWilliams is on.
Here's where we didn't validate enough. If I can convince you to know, like, and trust me, is there any reason why you will not pick me to be your agent? See, that's very powerful. It's a very powerful statement when you get people to agree. Me and David Ross, my good buddy, have agreed to talk today at 9:30. So whenever one person thinks there's an agreement and the other person does not, there's confusion and there's really not a full agreement. How many times did I confirm with David Ross I talked to him today at 9:30? Several. Okay, so I got this off watching Cardone. This ain't just me being brilliant. He one day he did a show where he was asking people in his office, or you could call in and ask, do you have an appointment? He would call the people that the salesperson said, I've got an appointment with this person today at this time. He would call that client, that potential client, and ask them, hey, I'm GoodTimeTommy. I'm calling on behalf of Cousin Charlie. Can I confirm that you have an appointment today with him at 9:30? And it was astounding how many people said, well, we talked about it. We might have when they just were not clear. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In our mind, we're clear. But in their mind, they're not clear. And the way you get clarity, the way you take it from confusion to clarity is you ask this question. Hey, is there any reason why today we can't talk at 9:30? So you've got to get the agreement. It's got to be a verbal agreement exchange back and forth where this is exactly what I want. This is my exact purpose. I want to talk to you today at 9:30. Can you talk to me today at 9:30? If you don't do it that way, hey, can I speak to you today at 9:30? Yeah, I think so. See, in their mind, they're not as committed to that appointment as you are. And I know these are just very, very semantic details that I'm talking about, but they make a huge difference when it's about commitment. Commitment to talk to me today at 9:30. So with this person that came in, looking back, whenever people say, I don't have an agent, what most agents start doing is they start secretly trying to win their business. I'm going to go to work for them. I'm going to show them. Well, see, if you don't specifically ask them for their business, here's what the lady said. I guarantee you, Cousin Charlie asked the husband if he believed that. When you know, like, and trust somebody, you'll make a better decision. I believe you did that.
I did to the husband, but I didn't do it again to the wife.
I can also almost guarantee you with 100% certainty the man did not tell the wife that.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think that's very common with men. Hey, we got this guy, I don't know, Charlie, we're going to meet with him, show him our plan.
And then we come in already being mad at you.
Maybe.
Because, like, they went and sold our house before I knew. Oh, my God.
So you got to make sure you're talking to the primary decision maker, which in real estate, it normally is the woman. Never, ever, ever try to get a decision without the woman's support, whether she is the decision maker or not. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if you go behind her back, she's going to, first off, women are much more aware than men. And they look for signs at a whole nother level than men do. And if you don't show the lady respect in the decision, you will lose her support of you. She'll find a way to say, I just don't like that guy. I don't know what it is. There's just something about him I don't know, like, and trust. Let's explore. So with this girl that we met on whatever day it was, this husband and this wife, I do believe if we would have pinned them down and said, look, we want to earn your business. We believe when you know, like, and trust somebody, ma'am, you're going to make a much better decision. Do you believe the same things? I think what we need to do is pin people down specifically and tell them what we want. See, I think in the old days, before the internet, a lot of the sales cycle, the pitch would come at the very end. I think most people know what we want. I think what we need to do is specifically tell them, this is what I want to do. Hey, building a house is very complicated. I want to help make it simple. Do you believe you're going to need an agent to help you through that process? So those people, they came in and they got an agent. They got an agent like a few days before they met with us. We're sitting there and weatherman's going at it, teaching them. Then their agent walked in. And it was probably uncomfortable for that agent. Yeah. Because none of us knew. And it was just like, and then weatherman took him out and showed him the house. And weatherman asked some probing questions, which a lot of people don't do. Not saying Cousin Charlie wouldn't do it. Cousin Charlie would do it, but he wasn't here. He was riding the mouse around Disney World. So weatherman just specifically said, hey, I got to know, why did you guys not use Cousin Charlie? Did the man or the woman say this?
The woman.
The lady.
Yeah, they're both together.
The lady said, hey, are both people say, oh, you're on Insta?
Insta.
Okay. The lady said, well, we didn't know Cousin Charlie was a realtor. Which that could have been true. That could have been true because Cousin Charlie told the man this.
Right.
And what you've got to do is you've got to dot all the I's, cross all the T's for your client. You cannot depend on a man to tell the wife, this is what we know.
Well, Charlie's defense, in a lot of situations, anytime you represent a builder, people that come in from other states are used to working with big national builders. Mm-hmm. So they think that you're specifically that builder. And they don't, kind of like Old South agents.
Yep.
Once you leave that builder, then you leave that agent. And that was their mindset because the last
That's right.
house they built was that. They didn't know that Charlie was a freelance.
Okay,
They thought
so
that Charlie worked for that builder specifically, and if they didn't use that builder.
so knowing what we know today, could we have handled this different?
Probably, but I would have probably handled. I would have thought the same thing he did.
I would have too.
I would have done it.
And I would not have known this unless cousin Charlie was playing with Mickey Mouse. I never would have thought about
I
this.
think that little tent, that little Toy Story game.
Yeah, I would have never thought about how clear, how precise, how specific you've got to set their expectations. You've got to tell them exactly. And then you've got to get agreement. You can't just tell them, and if they don't respond, that means there's not an agreement there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cousin Charlie, man, I want to help you find a house. Hey, Donna Brooks, I want to help you find a house.
All right.
Okay, well, hey, can you confirm I'm your guy?
Sure.
Are you 100% sold on me?
Sure.
So you're telling me, no matter what, I'm going to be your agent?
Yeah.
Okay, so now...
I can get all your closing costs paid.
Well, no.
I'll buy you a new car.
I would throw in a rental truck.
Okay, now, did you hear... Some people are going to say that's pushy.
No, that
So-
wasn't push. He was not very.
He wasn't. Okay, but I got cousin Charlie to agree with me. If you never get them to agree, he ain't committed. So let's do it all over again. Do the same.
Actually, you'll get people to agree, but what he did will break that agreement very quick.
Absolutely.
What
I
he
had
did.
something else to offer.
What?
And if you're not locked in, then I could very easily persuade this guy if I'm in front of him.
I think it's a lot harder to get them to break a verbal commitment than somebody offering them something. See, a lot of agents, a lot of salespeople, they don't go.
So you think a verbal commitment is stronger than a face-to-face commitment?
I think a verbal commitment is extremely powerful. Whenever I pin you down to ask you, Kathleen, is there any reason why you won't use me? She's going to feel real guilty making a decision without me. Now, some people can probably do it, but see, we blame other people, or we say, you know what, they went to that builder and that builder did whatever. It really is the salesperson's fault that initiated the conversation. If you will hammer people, verbal as good as the paper it's written on. I believe most moral, high-character people are going to honor that, or they're going to call you and say, man, they're doing this for me. Can you do the same thing?
A wise man told me once, buyers are liars.
Yeah, that's right.
And, you know, our society now is what can you do for me now? And so, hey, you did this, but you know what? You're not here, and this guy's here right now that says, hey, I'll give you free closing costs.
Yep.
Well, all of a sudden, my loyalty swaps from here to, hey, this is my real estate agent. Well, then you say, hey, I can get you the house you want where he's having trouble getting it in this market, and I'll do the closing costs and see you later.
Did this happen to us?
I can tell you what I seen. I seen, like y'all said, I think he was probably logged in on demand. The lady ended up picking another lady. The one thing I noticed when she come in, she picked the kids up, she held them. All of a sudden, they were very kid-oriented because those kids were screaming and running wild. Now, this girl only knew her for a week. And so she made an impact on the woman, which obviously made an impact on
that girl may have asked her, can I be your realtor? Sure. You got to ask for business. Sure. If you don't ask for business, it's very unlikely you're going to get it compared to somebody else. So, Cousin Charlie, you are right that buyers will tell you something, but I think your chances of getting those customers go up dramatically when you validate the agreement, when you get them to say back.
I think Stephen hit on something. Validation, yes, that helps, but face-to-face contact, I think, takes it even further.
Did you ever get to meet with them face-to-face?
No, they were in Illinois the whole time I was talking to them.
Did you know they were coming in town the week before?
This is the people where we did like.
Yeah, hey, we're not going to say a lot on here. We don't
we
don't want to get anybody in trouble.
It happened to me. It probably has happened to you. But all it does is make you better.
It does make you better. It does make you better. And I can tell you this with 100% certainty. Since we went through this, I'm doing that more and more often. I can definitely tell there's a dramatic difference when you validate this stuff as opposed to leaving it out there. So you can keep doing it that way. But if you leave out these steps of what I'm asking, hey, I got a team meeting.
I don't think you have to sign I think that paper hurts you more than it helps you because it almost looks like you're trying to trap them. To where a true verbal face-to-face is harder to break that than I've seen more, what they call those, I don't know what they're called, buyer's reps broke.
I think that seems pushy. You got to sign here. You got to sign here, as compared to, hey, we talk over the phone. Well, then you've met me. Now there's a personal connection that me and you have.
Yeah, but I believe you've got to set their expectations to where Jason Connor, what's up? How was the Super Coach Airlines? I think you've got to have an agreement so powerful. Whenever you agree, hey, we've made this decision together, I believe there's never going to be a 100% guarantee of anything. But I believe your chances go up dramatically when I get you to say, sound quality is good. Thank you, Chad. Thank you. All mic'd up. So whenever I can get this agreement, hey, is there any reason why you won't do this? I believe it's very, very hard for people to go back on their word. If you leave it open, if you never said that, hey, Kathleen, will you be my realtor?
For me, verbal, if I don't know you over the phone, okay, sure, whatever. But written, then I'm like, oh.
Okay, well,
I feel like I'm locked in.
So if I were to ask you
if
I were to ask you, Kathleen, is there any reason why you wouldn't be my realtor?
I would just say no, or I don't.
So you would? Okay. Well, see, I think you got to keep probing.
Yeah.
But see, you might fall in that category where people might tell you one thing and do the other.
Yes.
Would you do that?
And if somebody's going to come, right now, all these agents are coming along, and if they speak what you want, you'll sign. Because see, I haven't signed with you yet.
Okay, well, Kathleen, would you commit to me even though you haven't signed?
Sure.
Is there any reason why you won't use me?
No. But I'll just tell you that just to get off the phone.
No. Okay, well, hey, I need to meet with you.
Now, if I'm verbal with, if I see your face, then I'm like, oh, crap. Because now if I see you somewhere else in a restaurant, I'm going to feel guilty.
So, I think Mickey House said something. You do have to get face-to-face.
Yeah.
You do have to get proximity. You do have to get to know each other. Hey, Bill Maples, how are you doing, old boy? How long we been going? We've been going a minute.
22 minutes.
22 minutes. All right. Hey, we got to get to work. Thank you, everybody, for getting in here. Do not forget, when you go out and vote, right here, my boy, Mr. Barry Tidwell. See that? Make sure let's keep this dude in here if you want a man. Cousin Charlie's daughter and Judge Tidwell's daughter, they're tight, aren't they?
They are.
They're tight. You know what kind of man the judge is?
I do.
Everybody have a great day. Cousin Charlie, thank you for playing along.